first of all, we're just really excited to once again present tonight, actually, LA Fight Club. It's a sold-out event, exciting fights. Julian Ramirez will be headlining, so that's an event that we're all looking forward to tonight. But the real reason why we're here is to announce the return of Frankie Gomez, and what better place than HBO Championship Boxing. We feel Frankie Gomez is a fighter who can not only make a huge impact in the sport, but can really do some big things inside that ring and against great fighters, and May 9th is going to be no exception. I'm happy to announce he'll be fighting a veteran fighter who had a tremendous win in his last fight, which Ramiro knows who he fought. And Zorrita is a fighter who is a tremendous fighter, but Frankie Gomez was able to, Zorrita Soto was able to beat John Molina. Sorry, my head's everywhere. I've got a million things that I'm thinking about. But we feel this fight with Frankie Gomez and Zorrita Soto is going to be an exciting, action-packed fight that belongs right underneath a superstar like Saul Canelo Alvarez the following week of the big super fight, May 2nd. Against Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. So we strongly feel that this was a perfect fit, perfect timing, and Frankie Gomez, like I said before, we believe in him. We are behind him 100%. 100%, and obviously Frankie Gomez can speak to you more about how he feels and where he thinks his career should go. And so at this moment, let me first introduce to you and to say a few words, Peter Nelson, who is here representing HBO, and he can talk to you a little more about May 9th.
Thank you. So we're thrilled to be able to have this fight on what is one of the best shows that is in our current slate, on a historic run of fights that commences in just a couple weeks with Matisse Provodnikov and runs through Canelo against Kirkland, and then after that Gennady Golovkin on May 16th with Chocolatito Gonzalez, who some of you were there at the press conference yesterday. And Chocolatito is a fighter like Frankie that we've been eyeing to have on the network for quite some time. And the difference is that Chocolatito obviously has carved out a Hall of Fame career already, and what the excitement of this fight is for us is that we believe that Frankie has that potential to carve one out for himself over the next decade or two. And what we see from what his amateur pedigree is and what the legendary stories are from the gym wars that he's been in. I witnessed one this morning. He was sparring Ruslan Provodnikov, a wild card. I said, guys, don't go too hard. We'll pay you for this one day. So it's a real privilege to be able to finally have him on the network in as high quality a fight as against Humerbto Soto, who has been in war after war and is coming off a signature victory over John Molina, as Oscar mentioned. So we're really thrilled that this card came together, and it's the perfect opportunity for one of these fighters to take a major step in the sweepstakes that go on at 140 and 147 pounds.
Sí, la verdad que estamos muy contentos y agradecidos. Gracias por estar aquí. Y estamos anunciando hoy el retorno, ¿no? de Frankie Gómez. Estamos, yo creo que todo el mundo está emocionado, ¿no? de ver un jovencito, un peleador, un fajador, un peleador con mucho talento, regresando al cuadrilátero, mayo 9, en donde va a estar cabezando esa cartelera Saúl Canelo Álvarez, así que estamos muy contentos de tener a Frankie Gómez contra la zorrita Soto peleando en esa fecha, en la plataforma más importante del mundo del boxeo, y eso es HBO. Así que la verdad que estamos contentos y agradecidos por la oportunidad, y pues ahora les quiero presentar y nuevamente del este de Los Ángeles a Frankie Gómez.
I just would like to thank Golden Boy and HBO for giving me the opportunity to show the world what I'm made of and what I could do in the boxing game. And I would also like to thank my manager Jaime, my brother Tony for helping me out, and I'm just really excited to go in there and show what I could do at the 140 weight class. And
yeah, we feel, especially at 140 pounds, 147 pounds, those both weight classes where Frankie can eventually move up or move down, depending where he feels comfortable. You know, it's a weight class that is exciting. It's full of talent, champions, whether they're young or veterans. You know, the objective here for Frankie and his team and us at Golden Boy Promotions is to go up against all comers and challenge the very best. And that's exactly what Frankie Gomez wants to do eventually. And this is just the beginning here. May 9th is the world will be watching a young fighter who they will be falling in love with because of what he brings to the table. And what he brings to the table is excitement, is punching power, is not only aggressiveness but also smart. And when he smiles, watch out, ladies. So it's all about he has that package. So and he has the talent inside the ring. So we're excited to be showcasing Frankie Gomez once again on the best platform in town, and that's HBO. Preguntas, questions, anybody? Ramiro, please.
Ruslan. Ruslan nomás sigue viniendo, tirando golpes, y matices poquito más duro para que le pegues. Se mueve, tiene más movimiento en la cabeza. Oh, I think Ruslan is it's a hard puncher that just keeps on going forward, and he'll get you tired once. And Matisse just he hits hard as well, and he just moves. He has a little bit more head movement.
So you sparred and worked with both guys?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a winner? Do you have a prediction for that fight?
I don't want to say anything. I mean, it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be a good fight.
¿Con cuál de los dos quieres pelear algún día?
Pues con el que me pongan a mí no le tengo miedo a nadie. So, todos los de 140.
What do you make of the lineal champion of the division right now?
Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
I think he's a tremendous fighter. Hopefully one of these days I'll fight him.
Do you think from this point in a year you'll be at that level, and then Oscar could chime in as well? Where do you see yourself getting to that level in a time frame?
I think I'll be ready by the end of this year, maybe next year. It just depends on my manager and Golden Boy to see what he thinks.
Yeah, we're gonna take it one fight at a time. You know, with Frankie Gomez, you know, we can talk about he's gonna do this and that, and he's gonna be on top of the world in in a few fights, but we're gonna take his career one fight at a time, one opponent at a time. But I can assure you one thing, that we're gonna go after the very best, in due time. It just depends on how he looks. It depends on how he performs. Obviously, if he's wiping everybody out, then you step it up. So one thing about Frankie and his team is that we understand the talent that is involved here. We're not saying we want to be careful, but we want to be strategic, and make sure that all champions don't start watching his fights and start running away from this challenge.
Humerbto Soto, he's no joke. He defeated John Molina in his last fight. However, he was KO'd against Lucas Matisse. It looked like he was all but done. 7 fights he's won in a row. How much do you feel you're going to gain out of this fight? Because he's a very experienced veteran.
I mean, he's very experienced. You can't count him out. I mean, he's good. He has a lot of experience. He's a veteran. And I think it's going to be a tremendous fight May 9th.
Are you excited to be fighting on the undercard? Alvarez?
I'm very excited. Actually, that was it's a dream come true.
Oscar, talk to us about the exposure that your fighter's going to get on that card.
Well, it was a perfect spot for Frankie Gomez. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. To showcase the next generation, the next champion. Especially on HBO. But if you take a look at what's at stake here, for instance, he'll be fighting in front of 40,000 people. On a Saul Canelo Alvarez fight. It's just the perfect launching pad for a young fighter. But we have no doubt that he's ready for it, that he wants this, and his manager, his team, Golden Boy, we feel HBO, we feel confident that yes. I mean, look, it's a tough fight. Absolutely, every fight should be tough, but this is just the perfect the perfect storm, sort of, for Frankie to really make a huge statement across the globe.
Oscar, you both of you grew up in East LA. What is it in Frankie that you see that mirrors when you were young and undefeated? So what is this? Is it the charisma? Is it the explosiveness that Frankie has? What is it that you see in Frankie?
I would say it's the hunger. The hunger, the humility, the passion. The passion. I've seen him step inside that ring when he's training, even when he's fighting. There's passion there. There's fire. And you don't get that every day. You don't get that every day. So there's something special there, and it's just a matter of bringing it out, and that's why he has a great team behind him, to make sure that we guide him towards his goals, his ultimate goals of being world champion one day. So step by step, one fight at a time, and we'll see where we take this.
Does that mirror you in a way? When you were younger.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, the fire of wanting to become champion so bad that you will do anything you can. I had that fire, and I can see that fire in Frankie. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, he credits Freddie Roach. How much do you credit Freddie Roach instilling his knowledge in the last 2 years on Frankie? What have you seen? Maybe what you see in the gym 5 years ago to what you see now in Frankie.
Freddie Roach is a trainer who is just a genius, because he knows how to bring out that fire from a fighter, and Frankie Gomez and Freddie are just a perfect fit. Freddie's an aggressive type of trainer. He gets you in great shape. He makes you throw a lot of punches. Goes for the knockout. Is very aggressive, but he's smart. He has a lot of knowledge. So, it makes everybody comfortable and makes everybody feel like, Freddie Roach is going to guide and help Frankie to get to where he wants to get.
Frankie, ¿nos puedes hablar sobre, sabemos que estás listo para pelear, pero en esta pelea vas a pelear en HBO, una de las cadenas más grandes para el deporte, y en una cartelera, como dijo, con Canelo Álvarez? ¿Qué emociones, qué pasa por tu mente a saber que vas a estar listo en esta posición?
Pues lo que pasa en mi mente, entrenar duro es 100% lo que tengo y entrenamos para ganar la pelea.
Y siento del este de Los Ángeles como Oscar, me imagino que creciendo lo mirabas y lo mirabas como un ídolo. ¿Qué sientes saber que ahora eres parte de su compañía y él está a un lado de ti, ayudándote en tu carrera?
Pues me siento muy orgulloso y agradecido a Oscar y es como un sueño que se vino realidad.
Yo creo que estaba en Pampers cuando estaba yo peleando, ¿verdad? I'm old, brother.
Nah, she's young.
She has watching me fight and being from East LA and how does he feel now that me coming from East LA and fighting out of East LA and I just said, look, he probably doesn't even remember my fights. He was in Pampers, but it really is for me, especially for me. There's a sense of pride there because it's like, yes, another fighter from East LA. It's like where I was born and raised, and so it's like continuing the tradition, and especially having a fighter who is so talented, like Frankie. It's just it's breath of fresh air for the sport, not just for Golden Boy, but for the sport.
Oscar, yo lo conozco desde que era niño porque era mi vecino, ¿viste?
¿Sí?
Y era la hora en mi casa.
Imagínate.
Oscar, te vemos que estás trabajando mucho con jóvenes boxeadores últimamente. ¿Qué es lo que ves, qué es lo que buscas cuando vas a firmar a un peleador?
Sí, no, pues estamos trabajando, cosechando y tratando, ¿no? de encontrar esos próximos campeones, del futuro, ¿no? Del deporte. Lo que buscamos es obviamente el talento, la explosividad, ¿no? De un boxeador, de tener esas ganas, ¿no? De tener fuerza y pasión por el deporte. No por el premio, por el deporte, ¿entiendes? Por el campeonato mundial. Es lo que buscamos, es lo que estamos tratando de encontrar, porque si tú quieres ser campeón mundial, lo demás viene, lo demás sigue, ¿me entiendes? Y yo creo que el deporte ha estado perdiendo eso. El deporte ha estado perdiendo esa pasión. Y la verdad que estamos muy, muy contentos de encontrar a un peleador como Frankie Gómez porque tiene esa pasión para ser campeón mundial.
Hey Frankie, a lot of people have a lot of big expectations for you. Being a young fighter, is that a lot of pressure on your shoulders?
A little bit, but I like pressure. It motivates me to train harder at the gym and get stuff done.
Is it something where you feel like you can't let them down and it drives you more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie, what do you think about Canelo Kirkland, the fight itself?
Well, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm not gonna say who's gonna win and stuff, but I'd rather just keep it to myself, and you'll see May 9th.
What did they ask for about the fight?
It's gonna be an event like no other, especially that you have two fights that are televised on HBO that are just sure fireworks. That's what the sport's all about. That's what boxing is all about, and that's exactly what HBO is all about. Is bringing you the best, the very best. Everything else is just boxing.
Like
Oscar said, this is a really big stage for Frankie. Are you guys looking to score a knockout? He was able to drop Vernon Perez. Is he going to be able to, is he looking for a knockout?
Well, I'm not looking for the knockout. If the knockdown comes, then it comes. But I'm going plan to go 10 rounds, and I'm going 100% ready for the fight.
Frankie, Oscar speaks of desire, fire. I mean, those are some of the two key elements to becoming a champion. What else do you have to do to become a champion?
Just train hard and be disciplined in the sport. Those are the main things.
¿Por qué decidieron tomar esta pelea en este punto de su carrera?
Yo creo que es el momento perfecto para Frankie. La Zorrita es un peleador con mucha experiencia, bien peligroso, obviamente especialmente para un peleador joven como Frankie Gómez, pero el escenario, la plataforma, no hay nada mejor que pelear en un estadio con 40,000 personas, donde va a haber mucha gente hispana, y no hay mejor plataforma que HBO. Así que esta es una oportunidad perfecta para Frankie. Y mira, es un evento solamente. No es nada de tener miedo. Frankie pelea y él es un peleador y él sabe pelear, y es un evento, es gente, no hay que tener miedo de nada, ¿me entiendes? Es un evento, sí, grande, pero estando en un escenario como el Velasco Center, 1,000 personas, o teniendo 50,000 personas, es lo mismo. Cuando estás adentro del cuadrilátero, tú peleas, no te preocupas de lo que está alrededor de ti.
Oye, Oscar, si le gana a Zorrita Soto, ¿está listo para Provo Nicó con Matiz, o Dani García, o Tarek Crawford, esos peleadores?
No, vamos a tomarlo pelea por pelea, y eso depende cómo se ve, pero hay bastantes y suficientes contrincantes con quien pelee. Ya Lucas Matiz, Provoknikov, todos los campeones en las 140 libras, vamos paso por paso. Take it easy, my friend.
¿Es verdad que la de Matiz es por el Campeonato Mundial Interino CMB?
Eso se está hablando. Eso se está trabajando.
Oscar, can you give an update on ticket sales for May 9th? Our ticket sales going, I think, I don't know if you tweet out or something, you tweet out where at least 30,000?
Yes. So we expect a sellout crowd in Houston. We're still a ways away, so it's just it's amazing. Canelo Mania is just on fire, bigger than ever. So people are waiting, have been waiting patiently for Saul, and the people know, the fans know, this is going to be an exciting event, an explosive event, a fun event. So that's what the sport is all about.
Is the venue, is it to see 40,000, 50,000? I mean, like, what's the ballpark figure, like, or what's the capacity you're looking at?
I think the capacity was like 36,000. I mean, we're gonna fit as many people as we can. So we expect a total sellout crowd. We're putting seats on the field. We'll be having the ring right on second base. And it's amazing because the bleacher seats, I mean, they're actually great seats because of how the stadium is built. Yeah. When I was there, it reminded me of kind of like a Olympic auditorium, like the bowl, but obviously it's much nicer. It's a brand new state-of-the-art stadium, but on a bigger scale. But it's like that cheapest seat way up there. It's like you have a perfect view. You're literally almost on top of the action. So
those are the $10 ones. Huh?
Yes.
Oscar, what advice do you have for Frankie or other fighters that for the first time in their life will be in front of 40,000 people?
Yeah, the advice is it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I mean, it's exciting, it's fun, it's nerve, like Frankie said, nerves are good. Wow, it's great. But when you know how to channel that, and when you step inside the ring and that first bell rings and all you want to do is fight, you know, it's just it's exciting. It's exciting to know that Frankie knows how to turn that switch, you know, knows how to turn that switch, and once that bell rings, hey, it's down to business.
How do you know when they're ready to be at that stage?
Well, it's a collaboration with the team, and you know, we put our heads together, and you know, it's you just, I mean, you never know, but you know, it's just, it all depends on the fighter. It all depends on the fighter, how he looks, how he looked in his previous fight, you know, his experience as an amateur, his experience in his previous fights. You know, it's a calculation, but it's I mean, who knows? You know, it's like once the bell rings, you just never know. It's up to the fighter to do his job. You know, we've done our job outside the ring. It's now up to the fighter. So, you know.
That was the last question. Thanks, guys, for coming. We've got a busy show to catch. So if you are wristbanded media, you need to exit out that door. If you don't have a wristband, you have to go out this door. We are checking